What's good, everybody? My name is Joshua McLean, and welcome to the Sew Rogan Experience. Hey, what's going on, everybody? So, this is a different type of episode. Different. Yeah, I don't know how else to describe it because it's just me. And truthfully, it's more of a recap, a touching base, if you will. I am curious what you think. How am I doing? I love constructive criticism. All you keyboard warriors out there, keep it helpful. That's all I'll say. I get it. I'm an easy target, but hey, try to be at least helpful with the comments. It means a lot. No, in all seriousness, I have been doing this for a little bit now. Had, as you know, no recollection of how many episodes, but enough that I thought, you know what? Let's take a little time out. Let me jump on the camera or the microphone if you're listening, and just kind of touch base with you guys, kind of do a recap, because I've got some ideas. I think I see kind of a direction the show's going to go. I love some things maybe I want to change, but more importantly, I want to know what you guys think. So if you haven't commented on any of the YouTube videos, or if you haven't listened on Spotify or I think Google Podcast and Apple Podcast by now, and left us any reviews or comments, please do so. How else am I going to know how we doing? How do I start this? Let's see. Well, so up until now, every guest that I've had on has been a part of the industry in one way or the other. Either they've been a shop owner, a rep, a sewer, an educator, friends, mom. So I've been trying to, so far, interview people that are in the industry and have some experience in the industry, because I've asked them three questions. Now, if you've listened to the previous episodes, I appreciate that. You'll already know what the questions are. But just in case this happens to be the first time you're popping on, every single episode so far, I have asked question one: how do we create a new generation of sewer, or how do we get non-sewers excited about sewing? People don't understand how cool this industry is, and I cannot say that enough. It has come a long way, and if you haven't walked into a quilt shop or a sewing quilt shop in, I don't know, 5 years or so, do yourself a favor, check it out. It is probably not what you think. The overall response, and some of the ones that I can remember off the top of my head, in order to get new sewers I'll say the younger generations excited about it, we need instant gratification. So classes that, like a 1 day class, something that they can make. It's tangible. They can take it home, be proud of it, be excited about it. They chose the fabric. They sewed it themselves. Now they got something they've made to be proud of, and they're going to want to do it again. Loved that answer. And that one's going to stick with me. Instant gratification. Also, the technology. These new machines are incredible. Like, if you have not seen a new embroidery machine, even the new sewing machines, the tech that comes on these things are so cool. Automatic needle threaders, projectors, scanners. It's incredible. So that gets younger people excited. Now, I need to stop myself. We've been talking about trying to get a new generation of sewer, which is very important. We have to have younger people getting excited about the industry. Otherwise, let's be real, it's going to fade away. But also, I don't want to only talk about younger people. That's not fair. The people that are older, that have been doing this for a long time, are super important. In fact, without them, without their education, their guidance, I wouldn't be here. This industry wouldn't be here. There wouldn't be anything for kids to get excited about. So I am not ever knocking anyone of a certain age demographic and older. That's not where I'm going. But I hope that I don't think it comes across that way. But I figured I should probably say that just in case. No ageism going on here. We need the old school sewers. We need the people who've been doing this for generations to educate us, and also to welcome us. This is not a snooty, stuffy industry. It shouldn't be. If you walk into a shop and you get that vibe, walk out and go to another one, because I'm telling you, that's not the vibe. The quilting society community is insane. They're awesome. I say insane like with that's a total compliment. Um, so I'm kind of going all over the place, but the I'm going to talk about younger kids a lot because honestly, that's what we need in order for it to be a long term thing. So it is important that people my age, I'm 46 years old and older, also get excited about the technology, because that allows us to grow and it allows us to utilize these machines to their fullest, because you're spending a lot of money on some of these things. Use all the features. And if you don't know how to do it, if you're not comfortable going on YouTube, give me a call, give shop owners like me a call, give educators a call and ask for classes. There are people here to help you. In fact, if you bought a machine from somebody, you better be getting some support. That's all I'm going to say about that. So the technology is huge. The instant gratification is massive. Garment sewing was a big one. And I just recently found out that knitting and crocheting is like super, oh gosh, hip. I don't know why that word popped in my head. It's super cool to be crocheting and knitting, apparently. Check out TikTok. There are young cats that are literally excited about making things by hand. It's so cool. Full circle. I'm laughing at myself because I said the word hip. I'm not really old enough to use that word, but I did anyway. Those were the top things that popped in my head for the question number one. Please let me know if you have other suggestions, other comments on how we can get people excited about the sewing industry, whether it's young people, new people, doesn't matter the age, non-sewers. We want to bring you over to the dark side, to our side, so that we can, well, so that you can come and have fun with us. And you can see that we're passionate about it, and we want you to get passionate right along with us. Question number two, what advice or tips can you give to sewers? So everybody had their own. It's kind of hard to do sewing tips when it's either a video, well, it's a podcast. So if you're listening, obviously showing a sewing technique wouldn't work very well. So I've kind of stayed away from that so far. I will make some tutorial videos, but for those of you that prefer to listen, yeah, that doesn't work. But one thing that everyone has mentioned that I thought was really, well, it's almost so obvious, but it's so important to hear is have fun. Duh. I mean, but seriously, enjoy what you do. If you enjoy it, you will be better at it and you will do it longer and more often. Have fun. Nobody's judging you unless you're one of those quilters that enter your quilts into a competition, but that's a different conversation. Most of us don't want to be there. That's not what we're doing it for. This is art. We're creating things. And so a little mistake, guess what? Nobody's going to see it unless you point it out. So that was one that was important. Don't point out your mistakes. Nobody else is going to notice. So again, have fun with it. And again, if you got other tips or advice, please send them to me. I would love to hear what you guys have. We want your input. I want your input. And question number three is, where do you see the sewing industry in 10 years? I love this question, and I loved everybody's answers because overwhelmingly everyone had the exact same optimism. We ain't going nowhere. That is such good English, right? We're not going anywhere. Truthfully, this industry is growing rapidly. We're on an incline, and it's just going to get more amazing, more creative, and more fun. So I'm super optimistic. After I already was, that's just who I am. I'm an optimist. So, but after interviewing so many people, everyone had the same sort of optimism. So that makes me feel super good and super hopeful for the future of this industry. And that's awesome. I kind of was expecting maybe someone to be a little bit negative. So far, nah. Although I'm not done. We're just getting started. I don't know exactly. I'm pretty sure I've only had like 6 or 7 episodes, maybe 8. So this is very early stages. But again, I'm pretty sure across the board, most people are going to be very optimistic about those that are in the sewing industry. Going forward, I am going to start interviewing some folks that are not in the sewing industry, because for me, I am curious what they know. what have they heard about the sewing industry? Have they been to my shop? Okay, what's your opinion now that you've been and you've met me and we've talked about it? Also, I want to know, how can your industry and my industry, our industry, mesh? How can we help each other out? Because I think that is an angle that is really going to help get new people introduced to the sewing industry. So that's something that I'm going to start doing. But the main reason that I jumped on was, yeah, okay, a little recap. And I know you guys think I just like hearing myself talk. Little truth to that. But truthfully, the reason I wanted to do this is because I wish this was live, truthfully, so that I could open the floor and I could see comments and interact in real time. That's just not the platform that I'm doing this on currently. So please send comments, emails. You could call the shop. I'm not trying to push the shop though, but reach out to me. I want to know, what kind of questions would you like me to ask future guests? What kind of things would you like to listen to on a podcast about the sewing industry? Look, I love doing this and it's fun. We do our Quilt Talk live every Monday, and we would still do it even if nobody watched, because we're enjoying ourselves. But it is so much better because of the interaction, because of you guys that are actually listening and watching. And let's be real, I'm doing the podcast so that I can get this to you. I mean, truthfully, if you don't like what I'm doing, I got to change something. What's the point? I'm missing the goal. My goal is to get people excited about the sewing industry. And if I'm not doing a good job about it, you got to let me know. Anywho, I'm going to jump off. Sorry, this is just a short little mini episode. You're going to have to wait a whole nother week for the next guest, where we get back on track with a full episode. But if you haven't listened to all of them, please go back and start from number 1, where I interview my mom. It was fun, and I'm having a blast, and my guests have been amazing so far, and I just can't wait to do some more. So thank you sincerely for those of you that are tuning in and watching either on YouTube or listening on Spotify or wherever. Do me a favor, share with a friend, give us a little thumbs up, hearts, subscribe on social media and on YouTube. It does wonders for us, makes us feel all warm and fuzzy inside. So, all right, you guys, I am Joshua McLean, aka Sew Rogan. We will see you next week. I appreciate it. Later, guys.